Hello everyone. First off, I'm truly deeply sorry I still haven't got my streaming schedule handled. I promise I'm working towards better consistency. But let's get into this video. In it, I start my first Oathborn character. With him, I will be playing more RP heavy, and as I get accustomed to him, I will branch out into the server RP events that happen. My oath is slightly different than the traditional oath shown here. The only key difference is my reset day will be the start of my week, which as of now is Wednesday. In the future, I hope to stream on more days, and this could be adjusted then as well. I also started him out in this video to set the tone for when I am streaming my Oathborn character, as well as get past some of the initial slow grinding curve that is gonna be his personality. So, let's get into it. The Oath. I will live one life per week. If I die, I will remain dead until the day of renewal. For me, it will be Wednesdays, but traditionally it's Fridays when societies reset. I will live my life to the fullest. I will not unattend macro, but I will be present every moment of grinding this character. I will receive zero support from my other characters, including Resurrection. I will receive zero handouts from any other players. Players, vendors, both buy and sell, and bartender, trade, and buy through other Oathbound or players outside my own guild through in-game communications only. Meaning I won't be on Discord, I won't accept anything from y'all, it's just purely in-game. This is RP heavy. And then my mastery chain will be used strictly from what I've killed with this character. This is my oath. And with it starts the journey. Dun 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 dun. We're gonna call him Joseph Thomas. Oh, yeah. And he was Scottish, so he red hair. Yeah. No. Yeah. Joseph Thomas.
He's a renowned explorer who didn't kill people. Skills. That's the magic question. Oh, I know. We're gonna do lumberjacking. And then we're gonna do gas healing, yeah. Swordsmanship, so he has a weapon. Alright.
The backstory of Joseph Thomas is as follows. There are those who seek power. Others chase gold, glory, or vengeance. But me, I seek understanding. The world is vast, and kindness, though often buried beneath ambition, is the truest map through it. My name is Joseph Thomas, and this is the story of how I came to Outlands. I was born in the humble village of Glencairn, nestled in the shadow of the Elderwood Cradle. My father was a logger, like his father before him, a hard man shaped by axe and frost. He believed that a tree's worth was in its yield, and a man's worth in the strength of his swing. From him, I inherited my hands, calloused, weathered, capable of cleaving oak from root to crown. But it was not strength alone that I learned. My mother, Alina, was a healer, gentle as river lights, with eyes that saw pain before it was spoken. When the wolves came down from the northern cliffs, it was she who wrapped the wounds. When fever swept through the hamlets in the high winter, it was she who knelt beside each bed, asking not for coin, but for stories. She taught me that every soul has weight, even the ones we don't understand, those especially. Together, their teachings wove into me, from my father, endurance, precision, and respect for the land. From my mother, patience, compassion, and an unshaking belief that no life should be taken lightly. But peace, like a calm storm, is not meant to last forever. When I was 13, our village was taken by fire. They said it was an accident. A forge left unwatched during a storm. I remember the smell of smoke and pine, the heat that curled the air, and that sound, that awful sound of silence after. My parents did not survive. I did. Some say the gods spared me. Others that fate made a mistake. I wondered after that. Sleeping beneath the branches my father once felled, tending wounds with salves my mother once made. I apprenticed with a solitary woodsman in the gray march for the time. A quiet soul who had turned from men but still spoke kindly to trees. He taught me the deeper craft of lumberjacking, not just how to cut wood, but how to read the forest, to understand the cycle, to respect it. But no apprenticeship lasts forever. When he passed quietly beneath the old iron wood he called home, I buried him beneath a sapling. I took his old axe. His only legacy, he said, was peace. Years went by. I walked by many lands, healed many strangers, fought only when forced, but no place called to me, not truly, until I heard whispers of Outlands, a realm unknown, wild, untamed, unclaimed by kings or lords, a place where old magic still breathes beneath moss and stone, where villages rise from nothing and cultures ancient and proud lived untouched by the empires that ruined so many others. It was a land not to be conquered, but to be understood. I knew then where my path led. I made a vow not to dominate, not to claim, but to walk with honor. I became oath-bound. I choose this path not as a warrior, but as a watcher, a protector, if need be, a guide if allowed. My oath is simple: never raise my axe in hatred, to never bind my hands in greed, and to never forget that every land has its people, and every people their truth. I step off this boat now, not a conqueror, but as a guest. Let the Outlands test me, teach me, shape me. I offer no banners, only open hands. Let the trees know I come in peace. Let the wind whisper that Joseph Thomson walks with purpose and care. And if I am to fall, let it be with dignity, not dominance. Let it be as my mother would have wanted, with my heart open. Yes! I got that name! Alright. Come from Britannia to this strange new land. I hear of riches to be had. I first come off this boat onto the dock of Sheltered Island. So upon landing on this strange, wonderful place, I decided to go around and use the few credits I had to my name to try and get some skills prior to leaving this island of shelter. My first stop, swordsmanship I can get. Yeah. My first stop, to talk to the local lumberjack and see if he couldn't help me. He offered his services of teaching me the sword, and I accepted. Alas, I had nothing yet to record my journeys, but this was a start. I didn't grow a fond friendship with Saxton, but he taught me the sword. And then resist spells, that's the other key important one. And then I went around and discovered that this land had magical capabilities. One could brew potions. One could cast spells. You could summon things. It was all an intriguing prospect. But, alas, with my few remaining credits, the only thing I could think of was protection against these spells. So I asked if he could help protect me, and he said for the last of my credits he could. So I gave him these credits reluctantly, knowing now I had nothing to spend, and the only way to advance would be to, in fact, earn my own way. One last thought occurred to me before leaving the island, though. I should grab some kindling now where it's safe. Oh. Yep, that's how I want it. Alright. Let's see, 3, 4. It's still day. Let's talk. No, wait. Yeah, how do you know that? Alright, you're 1. 0 strength. Yeah, I can do that. 3. Walk down, strength. There's no range. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have some stats. Oh, yeah. That is that. Yeah, that works. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Hotkeys, manage yourself. Sense. You're not injured. And then. I'm messing this in right now because it's broke. Yeah. Alright. Back to the roleplay. But before I went into the wilderness, I wanted to grab a few things of sticks. After gathering quite a substantial amount of kindling, I decided to set off. Not knowing exactly where I was supposed to be going. What I did know is that if I chopped some trees, I could sell that wood so that I could get better accommodations. So that was my first mission. And after ensuring I could, use item in hand, use item in hand. No, I need to make a macro. I'll type it out. fly. Okay. I didn't know where to go. Where in this land could I find a refuge? Andaria? Cambria? These places are so foreign. I picked a place. It looked so green. Oh, that's what I need. And it's as I went through the portal that I felt this shudder through me. There's murderers in this land. I don't know what I'm going in for. I got no information before I left. So I just started keeping my eyes very alert for anyone that might mean ill intention towards me. Nervousness set in as I began chopping the first tree. It was difficult, harder than my brain could fathom in that moment. But, alas, I was able to chop at this tree. And I even chopped it down. No murderers in sight. What a wonderful day it seems to be. Even though I showed up on this night, I could just tell I was on my way to greatness. Slowly, I moved, not knowing exactly where to go, not seeing a clear-cut path for me to take. Mainly because I got so excited and I ran into the first tree. I started to notice that not every swing was successful, and hardly any of the wood I was getting was usable. But alas, I persisted. I didn't have to do it all the day, but today was a start, and I needed to make it enough for at least a room. As the darkness grew, I lit a small fire. I tried to light a small fire. Alas, the wood I was getting wasn't catching flame. Coldness began to start. Oh no, I moved on. Maybe a little bit drier conditions. I started chopping wood, still clinging to the hope of fire. And alas, I got a campfire. Ooh, it warmed me up as the night grew longer. Chopping away, sweat started to furrow on my brow. I was a little too close to this fire to be chopping trees. So I moved a little farther away to where it was a nice temperature as the breeze set in through the trees. Whew. I'm really feeling successful now. I have over 100 boards on me already. But alas, the trees seem to be diminishing, not seeing as many here as I had hoped. I thought this would lead me to a vast forest, but alas, I see very few trees. I must need a map. I need a map. I have no idea where I'm going. That's one of the things I should have gotten. As long as no murderers come, though, we'll be good. It must have rained recently because my fire seemed to go out. Or not. No thieves around. This does look like a great day to be in Outlands. Hell be the gods for my fortune. At this moment, I realized I was very bad at making campfires. I must need to ask somebody to either teach me or maybe get a lighter. But this flint and steel and just using kindling is not working as well as I had hoped. I saw a strange creature. A rat man? Timidly, I grabbed my weapon. This is it, I thought. My first encounter. Am I a real person? Can I truly fight in this land? As I got my first hit, I started to realize this hurts when they hit me. I got a second hit, and at this time, I got the feeling of the bandages themselves kicking in. But the pain of their hits was just so great. Oh man, I started to run. This battle would not be mine to win this day. But I had to try. It was my first experience. Oh no! I ran for my life as I realized how bloody I was. What a fool am I! What a fool am I for thinking I can just encounter anything that I come across. I should have practiced on small animals. This vicious thing, I don't even have armor. I am such a fool, I thought. And yet I couldn't get away. Mesmerized by the need to kill it. But, alas, I gave up. Seeing as it was just doing no good for me, I ran. My first experience in Outlands, a dreadful one, losing to this hideous rat beast. I ran away and continued to try and chop logs. Not really able to face the fact of what I just ran from. The hideousness, how the strength just ruined me. I must get better protection. I need armor. Yes, that's what I need to work towards. I need to get armor. I found a few more trees to chop down. But I also saw this big giant city wall. This wall, I thought. This wall. I can be safe from these creatures in this wall. Maybe it's just the nighttime. Hunger began to set in as I ate a measly portion of food. I noticed some animals around. Were they abandoned? Then I spotted the farmer and knew, alas, these meals would not be mine. I safely chopped a few more trees while I could. I need to get money. I should have spent everything I had to get to Outlands. We got this. I'm gonna get this last tree and then see if I can't find a way to get inside these gates. I saw another tree I went to chop, but I was told I couldn't. Some of these trees were protected. Oh man. I now knew that I had to be careful which trees I chopped and where I could do it. I was told that I could not chop within this city limits, for all the trees in this city were protected. I did find a few trees in this orchard I managed to get a decent amount of sticks from, but not the full tree. I noticed some carrots and began foraging whatever food I could on my journey. I feel so exhausted from that fight with that rat creature. I noticed this winged beast and I ran, completely mystified. What was that gargoyle type creature? I ran for my life, seeing him cast the spell on me as I ran. It wasn't until I got to the town center that I understood how far I had ran from the creature. I was safe. This is Outlands? I thought this was Cambria. What can you tell me, Darby? Can you lead me? Can you please give me instructions on the nearest, you know, carpenter. Oh, there's a tinker right here. Oh, thank you. And a carpenter. Awesome. What will you give me for my nice wood? You don't even want my wood? You can have this saw because I'm not a builder. And I knew now I had gotten my first profit in Outlands. 5 gold. This gold couldn't buy me much yet. Y'all don't buy wood no more? Oh man. This just got a whole lot more interesting because I don't know how to make money now. Alas, I find armor. There's armor just sitting here. I want it so bad, but I think that counts as free stuff. I mean, it's scavenging, and it's baseline armor. And I don't know how I'm gonna make money anymore. Oh my god. I can't get up there. That's hilarious, though. A murderer came into town and died on the roof. Oh man. I noticed the armor fit, so I just donned it. Not seeing a helmet, but I at least had some protection now. How am I gonna make money if they don't buy wood? Man, I didn't think about this. This just got a whole lot harder. Ranger, could I sell it to you? I can sell you a hatchet. BRB, 1 second. I just real fast want to check. Can I sell you wood? I can't sell you wood. Nobody buys wood. I gotta check this out. Because this changes my whole plan. The only reason why he has lumberjacking is so that he could have money. But if he can't have money for being a lumberjack initially, then I have to remake this character. I'm gonna try the carpenter and then also you can't sell wood. Do y'all buy boards? If I brought y'all a board, would you buy it? I was at a loss. What could I do? I had no trade skill. And the wood I thought I could just easily sell didn't happen. Frustrated, I ran out of the city gates. Crab legs, that's what I need. I quickly started attacking viciously at the crab. Emotions getting the better of me as I swang wildly. This poor defenseless creature, I gutted it. Alas, they had no meat on its flesh, but it had some gold on it. I knew in this moment that this was in fact how I was going to make my money. I had to hone my skills. But this right here, this was the start of something great. I knew what I had to do now. I just had to slay the nearby beasts. Keeping vigilant eye, I saw a murder killed by the guards. I knew they were around. Alas, the walruses carry nothing. I composed myself, and I thought, there might be one last option. I quickly equipped my hatchet again. And looking around at the nearby trees, I found one. Not wanting to waste any more time logging if this was not, in fact, the endeavor that would land me fortune, I quickly ran back to see if I could sell logs. Logs! Not even refined to these carpenters. Maybe they just didn't like how I refined them. I tried one last time, to no avail. Nobody wanted my wood. I took a deep breath. This changes everything. This changes my whole plan. It was then I knew I would not get a quick fortune at being a lumberjack. I would have to slowly build up a clientele and sell bulk orders. I took a deep breath, settling myself, and then ran back to the bank. Even if I couldn't sell my goods now, I had to secure them. So I went back and I spoke to the lovely bank teller, confiding more in them than I should. About my disappointment that the carpenters won't buy boards. I then proceeded on foot. Wait. At this moment, I remembered the one thing I wanted. The one thing that would help. Actually, yeah, scratch that. I'm appending that for that. Aimlessly wondering what was I going to do. That's when I met Magna. She just wanted to sell me things. So many things. She didn't have what I was looking for, but what she did have was a single skinning knife. If I couldn't get my profit off of the skin of trees, how about I get my profit off the skin of those I kill? Brilliant! Leather's always in high demand, I thought. I have no skill for this, though. It will be rough at first. No longer interested in trees. I decided to just leave out the main gate, the gates I had just been out, looking for more crabs and perhaps enough training to refight that lizardman. Slowly, battle wages on. But with every battle, with every swing, I can feel myself getting better and better. my skills improving. Oh no. I don't have this anymore. So instead of chop, you're going to be skill. And forensic eval. Add. Delay. Add. Target self. Did I pass it? Target self. Apply. Okay. Upon seeing that I could get leather and food from these creatures, even if it wasn't good food, just a few raw ribs, it gave me hope. I had not only a way to feed myself, but now I also had a way to make money. At least that was my hope. I did not check to see if I could actually get money for leather from like a tanner or the cobbler. Panic started to set in. What if I had made another foolish choice? I quickly grabbed what I could, desperate, hoping I hadn't made another foolish choice so early into my time here in Outlands. Time's very precious, and yet I'd hate to squander a minute of it. I sought the provisioner. They didn't want my wares. Oh no. Panic began to set in. I don't even know where the cobbler is. Where to go? Where to go? Running through the streets like a madman. Maybe I should just put my wares up. I can always sell them later. Indecision racked me. As I got closer to the town center, I began to compose myself. I can always just see if they want my wares. Armorer? No. Weaponsmith would have no desire for my weapon wares. No mage wants it either. Nor farmer still. Jeweler. Tinker. Where's the cobbler? Nope. I mean, I know of a way to make money. It's going to be so terrible. But I know how to cheat the system. I finally came across the cobbler. I was so excited. And he had no interest in my leather. The dismay. I was so disheartened upon hearing this news. No one wanted the wares I had to offer. I was beginning to lose hope. It's at this moment I abandoned my hope for easy, quick cash. And I knew in this moment, if I was going to get money, it'd have to be through grueling work. The Lumberjack skills will come in handy with teaching me how to do it. So I regained my composure It's time to chop trees, I thought. Center myself. It's a meditation type exercise. Yes. Oh, also, like, I wanted to see if I could... No, you don't have anything. You're an architect. You probably don't want what I got by. You don't have a map. No. I didn't know what to do. Panic was striking me. I had very little coin. I breathed. I'm just gonna have to face it. Chop trees. No. No. I have a battle I need to fight. Not with that thing, not with that thing. That thing's much heavier hitter than I want. I want the Rat Man. Oh, there's a red. Shoot. Ah, there goes my Oathborn. There he goes. At this moment, I knew it was good that I banked my cash. I now had no weapon, no bandages, nothing. Defeat felt imminent as I stood in my ghostly wake. There was nothing for me to do, though. This murderer just took away my chance at riches. So, more serious note, I will actually be rezzing him on Wednesday, and like when I res him, I'll play him a little bit more seriously. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with him. I thought I could get some wood with him and get a quick little bit of cash and whatnot, get some armor and then grind with him. But alas, apparently you can't sell boards to NPCs anymore, which is alright. Just means I have to get more creative with how this guy earns money. But you saw his first death happen there. Wednesday when he resets, of course, I'll be streaming it. It'll be the first stream of this Oathborn. I had hoped to accomplish more with him, but alas, that guy showed up. And it happens, but Oathborn, can't play him. See you on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like that I'm doing this RP series where it's more focused strictly on the character and him developing in Outlands, please drop a like below and tune in for the Oathborn series. They'll be, of course, labeled. I'm going to at least do one a week. But anyways, thanks for tuning into the video, and as always, have a great rest of your day.